Hi everyone, for this tutorial I'm going to show you some different bind-off methods that I would use for toe-up socks. The first one we're going to do will be the stretchy bind-off. I'm going to knit 2 stitches in the pattern. My pattern's a knit 2 purl 2. So I'll knit 2, take my left hand needle, go into the front leg of both stitches. I'm going to yarn over and I will pull through. I'll purl the next stitch, go into the first leg of the 2 stitches, yarn over, pull through, purl the next one, left needle into the front legs, yarn over and pull through. And I'm going to keep repeating this until I get to the end of the needle. And my last 2 stitches here, and my last stitch. Alright, you can see how nice and stretchy my top bind off is. Hope you all can see this. Really, really stretchy compared to where I cast on. Okay, so the next bind off I will be doing is going to be a crochet cast off. For this, you're going to need a crochet hook. I'm going to grab my crochet hook, I'm going to remove the first stitch from my needle, wrap my yarn around the hook, and I'll pull, oops, wow, okay, let's try this again. Wrap my yarn around, and I will pull through. I'm going to pull the second stitch off the needle, wrap yarn around, pull through 2. And I will repeat this. At the end, you're going to yarn over once more, pull through, and then you're going to cut your tail. So here is the finished edge for my crochet cast off. It's not as tight, it's not as stretchy as the other one, however you get a really, really nice finish. I would also recommend going up a few crochet hook sizes. For this one, I used a 4.5mm hook, but my needles are 5mm, so I would go up to a 6mm for the crochet cast off. For the last cast off, I am going to show you how I do sewn bind-off. So for the sewn bind-off, I have my sample here. I'm going to take my working yarn, I'm going to wrap it around my project 3 times, front to back. So here is going to be 1, here is going to be 2, and 3. I will then take a little bit extra and I'm going to cut my yarn. Next, I'm going to grab a tapestry needle and thread the yarn tail through the tapestry needle. This. You're then going to go into the first 2 stitches purlwise and leave those on the needle. You're going to go back through the first stitch knitwise and pull it off the needle. You're going to repeat this step. So go into the first 2 stitches purlwise, leave them on the needle, go into the next stitch knitwise, remove it. You're just going to do this all the way to the last stitch. Okay, so I have 2 stitches left on my needle. I'm going to go into the first 2 purlwise, I'm going to go back into the first one knitwise and remove it from the needle, and then I'll go back into the last stitch knitwise and pull it right off the needle. Here's what the finished sewn bind-off looks like. It will kind of give you the same look as a long tail cast on, and it's very nice and stretchy if you do it properly. You want to make sure you're not pulling it too tight. You want to make sure it matches the tension of your socks or your finished knitted piece.